Hello, welcome to day 7, or not really day 7. What's the date today? Day 20. Our word today is uncharted, and we are in a spaceship. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of a semicircle up here, and for the word uncharted, I'm actually going to imagine that we are in outer space. So I'm going to do a round little circle there, and then some rings. And now we're really filling up the page, because we started, didn't we, the week with quite a lot of little bitsy things to fill up, just so that we could get to this really awesome kind of space scene, in my opinion. So I have going to set myself about 10 minutes, but I'm also finishing off things today. So I'm going to grab some of my metallic watercolors, just to put a bit of metallic detail in after. I've used the same palette for the whole week, but I'm just going to treat myself to a bit of metallic accents. Is that what it would be called? Excuse me. So I have uncharted planets. I have a sat nav, which I'm going to do a little kind of circle dot here, as though that's where I was trying to get to, and a few. this is how I think. This is how I think sat navs work. A few dots, kind of maybe with an arrow, to this planet here. That's my sat nav telling me. Maybe, I don't know. And then over here, I'm gonna, on the drive, from the drive day, I'm gonna have a close-up maybe of the planet with its rings, and maybe another planet that you can't even see, perhaps. I don't know. However you want to do it is fine. But those are my uncharted areas. I'm going to grab my mop brush today, and I'm going to activate my Payne's Grey. It's kind of been the theme. I'm just going to drop a bit of water on there, and I'm going to make sure that my yellow is a little bit watery as well. I'm going to take that yellow into that middle section, and then I'm going to shift my Payne's Grey from my palette onto the page. I'm using cold pressed paper, and the only water I'm kind of adding is the water that is already on my brush, because I want it to stay a little bit darker. And I'm using my mop brush so that I can cover more area. If you don't have Payne's Grey, choose another colour. Maybe a blue, and add a bit of orange to your blue, and that's going to make it grey. And then continue to add blue and orange until you get a kind of dark colour that you're happy with. But if you are new to watercolour and you're loving Inktober, or even if you just want to improve your skills, I really encourage you to do that. It's so good for your brain to have something creative to wake up and do. So often we're told in society that creativity comes second. You know, we focus on our finances, which is fair enough, and we focus on our family, which is also fair enough, and then we focus on our pets, and then we focus on our jobs, and then we focus on our garden, whatever it is. And it, being creative sometimes gets pushed aside. And if you're the kind of person who is satisfied with those things, 100%, that's awesome. I'm not saying you have to be any different. But if you're the kind of person who just has a bit of a creative spark and you've been putting it off, or other things have been getting in the way because you've felt like you don't have the right to prioritize them, then can I encourage you to go back through the different Inktober lessons and any other kind of creative things that you can do, and just give yourself permission to enjoy what you enjoy. And also give yourself a big, giant, gold star, pat on the back, recognition, whatever it is your internal voice needs to say, just about, giving it a go. Dropping that yellow in, it's just going to explode around the black, create what I call little cauliflowers, and it's going to be just a cute little texture. Can grab a bit of blue and do the same. Just dropping it in there. Uncharted territory we're in now. I might switch over from the mop brush just to something a bit smaller to do the TV screens. I was going to continue to use the mop brush, but I'm a bit stubborn like that. Once I pick one brush up, I find it really difficult to swap over. I hope you've enjoyed the week of doing this picture and using these prompts. And more importantly, I hope you've enjoyed putting a little bit of time aside. And I hope you've enjoyed seeing what other people have created as well, so that you can get inspiration from what they've done. I know I have. This is definitely the longest I've done Inktober for, so if you've taken a little bit of time out from Inktober and you're kind of coming back to it this week, or you're thinking, oh, I'm going to start next week, I just encourage you to do that because it is a lot of fun. I'm thinking of putting together another set of these for next week. I'll see how we go. I'll read the comments down below to let me know, because they do take a bit of preparation, and it's just an extra level. I'm not complaining, but it is an extra level for me just to kind of be like, oh, I'm painting it, but I have to record it, and then I have to edit it, and then I have to upload it and put a thumbnail and all that kind of stuff. So I do want to know that you're enjoying it as well. And that helps me out and helps the channel out as well if you let me know down below. I'm going to go and colour in these planets, but at the moment with all of this paint, if I don't dry it, the planets are just going to end up muddy. So I'm going to put the hairdryer on, which means I'm going to mute myself. sure I come back. I have done the end of these lessons before, still on mute, because I have forgotten. Now, there are some amazing colours that you can use for your planet. If I was being cheeky, I would use my Opera Rose, but I am trying to stick to my travel kit, just to show you that you don't need everything in the world to get started. Just a little bit of inspiration, a good teacher, and some equipment. So let's just go and see which one of these colours makes us the most inspired. What about a little bit of blue? Yeah, there we go. So I've got this cerulean blue, or this lighter blue, dropped in there. That'll be quite nice. I've got a bit of darker blue that I can drop in as well with it and just let it mix on the page. That's fun. Maybe I will keep these rings white. That means I'm not going to put any colour on them. But should we do... Let's do some greens. We haven't done a green one yet. So I'm going to take some light green. Let's move that down for you. And then I'm going to take a bit of my darker green and mix them in. I don't know what's growing on this green planet. I'm hoping it's vegetables. I love to know what colours you choose for your planets. What you think is growing on your planet. Your uncharted. I hope you've been able to see as well how just doing a little bit every day impacts the rest of what you've created. So not starting would mean not having anything, and not finishing, kind of similar, but putting everything together, I think it looks pretty amazing. I'm just going to use this brush and probably a little bit of this yellow ochre. Today I'm just doing finishing touches, so I'm going to water down this yellow ochre and I'm going to just dry brush that on to the wall of my spaceship, just to kind of get rid of some of that wall, some of the whiteness. Now, dry brushing works really well with this sketchbook. I've got a link to these sketchbooks down in the comments if you're down in the description if you're interested. But you might have a sketchbook that where the paper's not as good quality, and maybe it's, you know, not as kind of, the dry brushing isn't working. So do make sure you test it out before you kind of dollop a whole heap on your page. Remember, we are probably all using different colors and different paper, so we don't have to compare ourselves with each other for our results. I just kind of wanted to take some of that white brightness off. And you can see how we started with so much Payne's grey and now actually we have a heap of different colour. So it's quite a colourful page actually. I quite love it. And now I'm going to be a little bit naughty and just go in with some metallics. Please do forgive me. but I am going to come in and grab some of my yellow or my gold here for my compass. I did think about that at the beginning of the week, and it kind of stuck with me to do that. I just think it looks quite pretty. And you know, this is probably quite a posh spaceship. Wanted to do it there. And I also wanted to flick the metallic as the reflection lines. So what I mean by that is, you know how I drew in these diagonal reflection lines? I want to put the metallic over that black ink just as a little bit of an extra reflection, just like that, or like that, instead of colouring in with it. But I just have to make sure that this planet here is dry before I do that, or else the whole of that planet is going to be metallic, which, to be honest, isn't the worst thing that could happen. So let me just mute you. Okay, and we're back. A little bit of silver on my brush. You can see it just here, those lines. And that's just a few little lines at the top there. Just moving my page around so you can see the glitter a little bit more, but also as metallic paint dries, it actually gets a bit shinier, so it'll be a bit more noticeable when it's dry. Did that bit. That little bit there. Very nice. Maybe if I've gotten a bit of copper, and run that down the side here behind the paintbrushes, just to create a little arc. See if I can. I think that looks awesome. So nice. All right, less is more sometimes. Sometimes more is more. I'm not here to judge. Do make sure that you share this one with me. I hope you've enjoyed this week. I have definitely enjoyed doing 1, 2, 3 weeks. Can we do a 4th week? Let me know down below if you are interested in that. Don't forget also, we have another workshop running, so if you want details for that, comment down below, and I will see you guys. Hopefully we get enough comments and we want to do this again, so hopefully I will see you in the next one.